Welcome to Shout Out Sioux Falls with Allana and Ashley, two besties, one a photographer, the other a realtor, who are here to bring you the latest on local events, promotions, food, and entertainment in the Sioux Falls area. Not only that, but you'll find out even more as they cover everything from Falls Park to pop culture. And now, your hosts, Allana and Ashley.
Are you there, Allana?
I am. I thought you would say hello first.
No, I said that when we were practicing, when we were talking before we started and you were dealing with your ring light. I said, once the music stops, start to introduce.
I'm so sorry. And then my ring light just fell on me.
All right.
Well, hey, everybody. This is Allana.
Ashley, hello.
Ashley, welcome to Shout Out Sioux Falls. We have a great episode today. You're going to love the interview that we have. We're going to play it a little bit later. We recorded it a couple of days ago because our guest is a super, super busy, amazing person. So we will be...
Also, no one needs to know that. We can just say she's our guest and then have her come on later.
We're going to have different... Oh, you have the same outfit on.
Yeah.
I have a different outfit on.
Anyway... So if you haven't already, make sure and follow us here on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell so you get notifications next time we post our new videos. Make sure and subscribe for more content, as well as follow us at Gacky Girls on Instagram, where we do a lot of our Zoom events and giveaways. So
yes, which we
all of that wasn't enough.
Yay! Yeah. So how has your week been? Tell me things.
Are we starting with my thing?
Yeah, let's start with your thing.
Okay. So my thing this week is that I met Dale from The Bachelor. For those of you who don't know Dale, he kind of broke The Bachelor. So he walked in. This is Dale. He walked in and Claire met him and immediately said, "That is my husband." And they ended up, after 3 episodes, leaving the show and all of the guys in their wake, leaving The Bachelor to have to bring on their very own new Bachelorette, which they've never had to do in a season. He's wearing his sister's name tag here because his sister is a Keller Williams realty agent in Sioux Falls. So it was nice of him to stop by and, he's super hot in person.
Well, I think the thing is, so you watch The Bachelorette and you know some of it's fake and some of it's real, but seeing all the pictures of them around town and like they were just out for dinner and checking out the shops and like holding hands and kissing and like they actually seem like they're really in love, which is very cool because there wasn't any cameras or anything. It's just people had noticed them around town.
Well, and there were cameras because they are doing a special of hometown dates. So they went to her hometown of Sacramento, California, and then they were here in Sioux Falls, but they were here longer than just the filming days.
But still, yeah. The fact they seem like they're a great couple. I mean, I don't watch The Bachelor.
The way he talked about her,
I thought it was so sweet.
The way he talked about her, I don't think my husband's ever talked about me and gotten that sparkle in his eyes. So either he's an amazing actor, which I don't believe, or they're totally in love.
In your husband's defense, they are months into dating. So, and they're engaged already. So
again, he's real hot. I'd tie that down quick too if I was her. You, though, this is the big news. You had a huge week so far. 10,000 views in one day.
Less than a day. This is my teaser, my NKOTB Boston t-shirt, which is like the most comfortable t-shirt I've ever owned. Yes. So we kind of announced it the other day, but I am doing photo and video and production, listed as a producer, which is kind of cool, on a
awesome
YouTube channel starring Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block. I've been going down to Miami with my good friend and PR superstar, Andy Albin. Andy and I have been going down to Miami to work with Danny. We've been incredibly careful. I just want to do like a COVID update. We've been, there's been tests taken. There's been, we wear masks, even though we're in his house. Masks say 6 feet apart. Even like it kills me because he's got the most adorable granddaughter and I just want to like snuggle her up because I love babies. And we've been very careful, but we've managed to use all these precautions and still film this incredible YouTube series. We premiered yesterday with our first episode, Danny's Turkey Burgers, which is very funny. There's certain things that come up that I'm not going to say, but I'm not advertising it. But the episode has been received really great. We've had almost 10,000 views. I think by now it's probably over 10,000 because I haven't looked. On a very first episode of a brand new series, which is huge for YouTube. And I just feel very cool that I'm part of it. And that's why I'm wearing my NKOTB Boston shirt, because
I was trying to get, let me see if I can, to the end where it shows the producers. It's a little fuzzy on my, it is, but there's also an end card.
You're probably not rendering right. If you scroll down, it's below.
Here
you
go.
See the little on the bottom left?
Here's a photo that Alina took.
I do all the professional photos that you'll see on his Facebook page and website and YouTube. So all the professional photos that he's teased a bunch of stuff from the gym and from cooking and playing guitar, and I've got to do all the professional photos for that. And then Andy and I film along with help with from his daughter Chance, who's amazing. And so really it's just the four of us with our hands in it, which is pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Small team.
I really hope one of these days that we can do an interview on the show here with Andy, since this is a pop culture / local events podcast, and talk a little bit more to you and her about how did you end up in this crazy world.
Oh, we'll
talk about it more.
Andy works with a ton of other amazing people just besides Danny. He's her kind of main client, but there's her PR firm represents a lot of amazing people. And all the time we have conversations where we go, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, how did I
get here?
Yeah, what a weird
life.
Well,
I'm living vicariously through you, and it's amazing for me. So thank you.
I know.
All
so
right.
far I've worked
so
with your favorite people, Danny and then Colin Egglesfield. So
dang it. Well, so here's the one thing I will mention to those who are watching this. One of our biggest episodes of Shout Out Sioux Falls was called NKOTB Special. If you haven't watched that yet and you're a New Kids on the Block fan, go ahead and watch it. It's about our adventures on our very first cruise. I watched it today just to see the difference of how excited we were coming back from that cruise, and now look at what's going on.
How life has changed. I know. It's I've been working really hard on my business and on my photography and video skills for a long time. And so to combine that with my love of Danny Wood and New Kids is pretty cool. Pretty excited.
It's amazing. So guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to Danny Wood on YouTube. And you can check out those videos, which are posted every Tuesday at noon.
Right there, if you hit click show more, that's where it shows producers. Just so you know. Yeah.
Right here. Elena Rogie.
Any Andy Chance in the
All right, so our next topic that we're going to talk about, I'm actually going to skip over here because it's almost Christmas time, which for some reason Salt Lake City reminds me of Christmas. Is that weird?
That's weird because I'm not sure it's there.
It does. There are a lot of people who go there to ski, like there's ski resorts. So this is the cast of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. The reason I'm pointing this out or I want to talk about this is not being someone who watches the show, Elena. Yes. I think you might actually like the series. Like these all are fairly, compared to most of the Real Housewives franchises, they seem the most genuine to the most part, except for this lady here. Okay. So I want to tell you about her, and then you tell me if you would watch based on this. So she is married to her step grandfather.
What?
So Mary was very close to her grandmother, and her grandfather was the pastor of their big mega church. She's the only one on this cast who doesn't have some ties to the Mormon community. They're Episcopalian, I think. And so when her grandmother passed, her grandmother was, the woman of the church. She had raised her granddaughter to take over that role, but she put it in her will that her granddaughter had to marry her husband. So Mary has been married for 20 years to her step grandfather.
But like just married on paper?
No, they're like married. They've been married for 20 years.
I'm sorry. Somebody can put in their will that I've got to be a clown for life. I'm not going to do it.
My guess is there was money involved and they haven't quite gotten to that, but that's like one of the big topics of this show. So there's always like some sort of dramatic thing. I just thought that was so shocking. Like,
I did see a little clip of there was one on the end with like blonde wavy hair. I saw the preview of her and I thought she seemed interesting because her husband's like 17 years older than her. And she left the Mormon church, which I assume a lot of these women are probably Mormon. Just Salt Lake City tends to be a fairly Mormon place. But yeah, I mean, you know, like the only one I like is the Real Housewives of Los Angeles. No, Hollywood.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. I like that one.
What's wrong with you?
There's a couple people on it that I like fully enjoy. Like Lisa Rinna can do no wrong in my head. She's like,
oh gosh, I love her.
Ridiculous. And
do you follow her on Instagram?
I do, yeah. And I think she would get along with us well because she's like a yes person, like we are. Like somebody presents something fun and we're like, yep, let's make it happen. Sometimes we make decisions like going on a cruise on a whim, and then it, you know, we're yes people. So she seems like a yes person. So I think that is kind of cool. And then I also really like Teddy Mellencamp.
You know, she grew on me.
Yeah. But anyway,
she grew on me a little bit.
That's the franchise I watch, but I watch it in little snippets. So I don't get a lot of time to just sit down and watch it. But yeah, I can't believe that. Married for 20 years and they have a teenage son together. Weird. Okay. Yeah. So I had sent you, speaking of like Lisa Rinna blast from the past kind of people, Alicia Silverstone has a new movie that actually looks really good. It's a fun take on things. I was very upset that in the preview for this movie, she plays the sister of the groom.
Well, do you want to say it, or is it in the beginning of the video if we start to play the video quick?
Oh, play the video quick. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So here we're going to show, this is called Sister of the Groom, starring Alicia Silverstone.
I still can't believe they changed the wedding dates. We'll find a way to celebrate the big birthday this weekend for Big 4-0. I think I look old. You look amazing. I'm gonna meet my future sister-in-law and her whole family for the first time. Bienvenue. Hi, sister. It wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have mustache. She's really different, and she's an artist. She's passionate. I do look forward to getting to know you. Oh, you're pregnant. No. What's in it?
That's probably my favorite.
Right? I know. So I was very upset when I watched that and they were like the Big 4-0. And I'm like, there's Alicia Silverstone. There's no way she's only 40. I'm 38 almost. Like, no way. She's only 40. Alicia, whatever. Alicia. She turned, she's only 43. I feel like we were so young when Clueless came out, but she must have been really young when they filmed that.
I think she was like 15 when they filmed it.
Well, apparently.
Well, how old were we? I don't know.
I feel like I was like 12, but she's supposed to be 16, but they always, you know, in Hollywood, they always cast older. So I was like, how can she play a 40-year-old? I'm like, oh, that'd be like me playing a 35-year-old, which to me doesn't seem that weird. So.
Well, also think about this. How often, you know, look at Jennifer Lawrence in the movie Joy. She was supposed to be a 40-year-old and she was in her 20s. So I'd rather see an older woman playing a younger woman than a younger woman playing an older woman.
I love that Tom Everett Scott
that movie looks
another blast from the past. Josh Groban's in it. Like it looks actually very good.
Josh Groban.
Yeah, it looks like a cute little there's many rom-coms anymore.
No, I think it looks adorable. Before we go for the day, congratulations again.
Thank you.
We'll wrap it up so we can get to Chelsea Geidd to talk about her her website and her holistic healing business, which you guys really want to stick around and watch. Make sure again to hit the bell. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, like the Facebook page, go over to Instagram at Gacky Girls. All right, guys. Well, we are joined today with Chelsea Geidd, who has been on this podcast before for her beautiful boutique Chelsea's. But today, Chelsea is joining us to talk about other things that she's involved with and her website, mypurposeful.life. And we have cats everywhere, guys. What's going on?
They too.
It's Rooney Cheeto. He's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I'm super excited to chat with you today.
Well, we're excited too. I think what you're doing right now is so cool, and I need to get a couple sessions scheduled. But tell everyone what you're up to lately, aside from the boutique, and how did you get involved with it?
Yeah, so just about 2 years ago now, I launched another business called My Purposeful Life. And actually at the time, it had a different name. It was called Underneath the Clothes. And it was a podcast and coaching, business coaching and life coaching. And it kind of just kept growing and transforming and morphing into something different. And my podcast started reaching people all over the country and actually in different countries. And so me and my content manager were like, I think we got to change the name because people don't really understand what underneath the clothes means. Like, it makes sense when when people know I'm a clothing store owner.
Yes.
And we're going deeper than just, skin deep. We're going underneath the clothes and getting deeper into stuff. But it kind of doesn't make sense when you don't know that about me. So we changed the name to My Purposeful Life. And what I really focus on is helping women in leadership roles connect their mind, body, and soul to their life's purpose. So what that looks like is the mind part is NLP and hypnotherapy. So that's where we go and we release limiting decisions, limiting beliefs, past emotional events and trauma, because there's a lot of that stuff that's kind of running our lives and we're not even aware of it because it's all happening subconsciously. So that's the mind party. The body part is the action. Like, are you taking action? Are you getting the things done that you need to do in order to be and accomplish all that you want in life? And then the soul is Reiki. So I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I'm getting my master's in just a couple weeks. I'm so excited.
It's amazing.
Yes. And Reiki is so incredible. If people aren't aware, it's energy healing.
That's what I was just going to ask, is I know Allana is fully aware of this because her mother-in-law used to be a practitioner. Is that right, Allana?
Yes. Yep. So, yeah, keep going, Chelsea. But then I would love to ask more questions about how you got to there. But yeah, keep going.
Awesome. So actually it was about 2.5 years ago at the store. We had something happen there with some employees, and I broke out for 2 weeks and nothing would make them go away. Like, I was trying creams, I was trying my chiropractor, like nothing was working. And finally someone said to me, like, have you ever tried energy healing? I was like, I don't know what that is, but honestly, I will try anything.
I just saw some
some whiskers. And so I went to a gal and I saw her, and I just remember after that first session, I was like, I've never been this like chill in my entire life. Like, I just felt so like balanced and grounded, and like nothing could really offset me. And she was like, and then the highs went away a couple weeks later, which was super great. And she's like, you'll just know when you need to come back again. And she was totally right, because I started feeling unbalanced again. Like, things were easily triggering me. I was feeling stressed out. And so I went back to her, and it's been a consistent relationship now for 2.5 years. I go every 3 weeks. And it's just really important to me to keep balance, to be able to show up the best I can for my clients or my husband, for my team. It's so hard to explain, but once you know, because you know how amazing you feel afterwards. And it's like, you want to just keep feeling that way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what's cool for me, just having kind of been around while you were going through all of this, which is just so cool. But if you can kind of describe to people the transition from, because I know first you started with going to the energy healing and the Reiki, started doing Reiki, that transferred into the hypnosis, which also transferred into, I know you're starting to do some classes through your business. What kind of brought you from that first therapy session into deciding that Reiki was something you wanted to be a practitioner of?
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's everywhere.
We have guest hosts today.
So really everything that I do within my business, I first experienced it through someone else, and it was life transforming for me that I was like, I want to be able to offer this to my clients. So actually Reiki started, it was one of those like God things, because I don't know how when I decided, but I just decided to take the class and to get certified, and it all just kind of happened so quickly. But I remember when I was taking it, it was because a friend of mine's mom had just passed away. And I remember feeling so helpless. Like there was absolutely nothing I could do to comfort her or to support her through this. And I just thought, gosh, if I could be Reiki trained, I could like show up for friends and family, even when there's nothing I can really do. I could at least show up in this way. And whether I'm with them or I'm sending distance Reiki, like at least I could help improve the way they're feeling in some way. And that felt really important to me. And so I actually decided to become a practitioner just solely for that, was just to help friends and family, like not charging anything, not really having it be a part of my business. And during my attunement process, I just got this message that I was meant to share this with the world, really. And so once I got trained, then I started offering it to clients, and it has become an incredible part of my business. I'm usually booked out 4 to 6 weeks in advance.
Wow.
I have clients that are coming to see me monthly and every 2 weeks, like consistently. And I've had a few of them get certified in Reiki themselves, which is super cool. So it's just been amazing. And then I felt like the next step for me, and like with coaching clients, is I'm very good at that. I can intuitively tell what needs to change in someone, whether it's a limiting decision or emotional blockage or whatever it is, but I didn't have the tools to change it. Like we could talk about it, but there's nothing I could really do to get rid of it for you. And I had gone to Tony Robbins' UPW event last year, and he had talked about NLP, and that kind of like triggered something in me that was like, I think that's something I want to do. And so I looked into it during COVID and quarantine. And in order to become an NLP practitioner, I also had to get certified in hypnotherapy. It was kind of like a prereq to be able to do it. And so I did the hypnotherapy training. Like I just decided to do it. And literally 4 days later, it just happened to be in Minneapolis. So I drove up there and did the hypnotherapy training. And like, that was a God thing too. Like, I don't even know how.
That's what I was just going to say. Like you can attribute so much of this to, someone out there was telling you, this is the path. And you were open-hearted enough to acknowledge those kind of signals you were getting, which is such a cool thing. And I think any of us who are successful in business, even, that is something that elevates you to that next level of whatever you're choosing to do, is taking it from, the seed, and then opening up your heart, opening up your mind to those opportunities as they come in and lead you there. Plus the fact that it was like in Minneapolis, it was like right there. You could just pop up and go. It's such a God thing.
It totally was. And I felt like that has kind of been this whole year. It's like everything's just kind of fallen into place, even though there's definitely been some hard months and some hard days and weeks, but things just keep seeming to just fall how they're supposed to. And it's totally the guy up there just taking care of everything down here for me in the moment. So this year has been incredible. And I'm so excited now to be able to have these tools to take coaching to just such deep levels with people now. And I'm just really excited for it.
So the website, I'm going to flip the camera here. Allana, I think you have a question while I'm pulling up the website.
Well, I just, I know you did like additional training because you did that initial training, and that kind of got you to where you were able to start like thinking about taking on people. And then you did some more additional training. For anybody who's interested in learning more about that side of it, was there resources that felt like they were helpful to you? Or again, was it just kind of like just so lucky to find it?
Are you talking about NLP?
Yes.
Like where I got certified through?
Yeah.
So I got certified through Transform Destiny, which is a company that they're one of the leading NLP companies in the country, and actually maybe even the world. So that is where like I got all of my certifications from. So I have NLP, hypnotherapy, time techniques, and that's where you can like go back and kind of rewire your timeline and get rid of those limiting beliefs and emotions. EFT, so lots of tools in my tool belt now, which is really awesome to be able to work with people. So Transform Destiny is the company that I used.
Awesome. And then Ashley, can you pull up, can you do that screen share again? Chelsea, can you tell us about some of the items that you utilize? So I know you've got a class coming up, or you're doing classes actively.
Yeah.
But some of the things you have, I know I've been in your shop, so I've been able to see like all the cute little things that you've got. But can you go through just some of the products that you have and what your favorite ones are?
Yeah, so I just did a class last week, a smudging for beginners class, and all smudging really does is get rid of negative energy. And so you can do that through sage, such as this right here, which we have in a drumstick or a large sage wand. And it's really just used to remove toxic and negative energy from yourself, your home, and others. And so I have a blog written on it too, if you want to know more about how to use sage and smudging and all of that. The myths are really to help protect, like the positive vibration is really to help protect your aura. So we all have energy within us, but we also have an auric field around us. And when that gets punctured, that's when we really start feeling other people's energies really heavily. And so something like this, spraying it over yourself and around yourself before you leave your home, really helps protect your energy from other people. So if you're an empath, if you do a job where you're really working one-on-one with a lot of people, someone who does like coaching, I always suggest, first of all, Reiki. 100% at least once a month, but then being able to in day to day be able to better control your energy and the way you're showing up for other people. So tools like that definitely help with that.
It's such a mindful thing too, to take the time for yourself to like protect yourself, especially if you're someone who is very empathic. And my gosh, I'm sitting here thinking about even my son, and I think I've talked to you about this before too, about getting him little Reiki healing or little saging in his room. But it's interesting to me that it's so much more understood now that our minds really do control so much of what's going on. And so to take away those limiting beliefs, to, protect your aura, like it's cool to see that this is in a place now in the world where it's so much more acceptable than maybe it was 10 or 15 years ago.
100%. Yeah. I've also talked with a lot of people who are, have high spiritual lives, and a lot of them are just saying like, this is a time where like the world is going through an awakening. Like that's what COVID
Agreed.
is. That's what it's like, it's this whole awakening period. And it's why there's so many healers coming out of the woodworks, is because the world needs them. Like healers are being born every single day. They're leaving their 9-to-5 jobs to, do energy work and yoga and all this other mindful stuff, because the world really needs it right now. And so I just felt extremely called this year to really go from just coaching business owners to really coaching women and finding their purpose, because I felt like I lost my purpose for a little bit. Like when all the shutdown stuff started coming, it's like, who am I outside of my businesses? That was something I really had to deep dive into. And it took me some time and a lot of, unpacking and journaling and diving into myself. And I wanted to be able to offer that to other women, because I knew I wasn't alone in that feeling.
I think
what an excellent.
Yeah, you are so right. And especially it's been really cool to see, just from a business perspective, you choosing to pivot instead of fall during COVID. That could be a whole nother podcast, to be honest. Just choosing to move forward in a different direction, but one that's also benefiting other people, which is just fantastic. So I'm so proud of you, and I love everything about what you're doing. And I'm so glad you were here today to tell us more about it.
Thank you.
if people are watching the live, or not live, but the video, I'm going to link in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, mypurposeful.life, so you can go and check out the products, schedule your sessions, ask questions, or any of those things regarding Chelsea's awesome business. And if you are watching on YouTube, as always, make sure and hit the bell so you get notifications when we're posting these videos, and subscribe. I don't know if it's on. I never know where it's at, so I just started going like this.
Well, I just realized my computer screen shows me a reverse of me. So
yeah. Well, anyway, Chelsea, we as always appreciate all your time and all the cool things that you're doing. And I say this every day when people compliment me on my clothes, that at least 50% of any outfit I'm wearing is probably from Chelsea.
I love it.
This isn't today, but when my pants are, I've got my cans on. So
that's me too.
All right, and that's all we ever wear. So we'll also link to the store, so if people are looking, I know you have some really cool items in the store as well. So, and I bought a few cute little masks there too, so we appreciate the opportunity to wear those.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. It was wonderful seeing both of your faces again.
Right? Next time in person, hopefully.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks again, Chelsea. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.